Chad Wienen's roll to the 2014 Mountain Dew ATV Motocross Championship continued last time out at UNADILLA. John NATALIE got out to the early lead, but a mechanical failure would soon knock him from the race and open the door for Jeff Rastrelli to take the lead. But Wienen was soon around the young challenger and off to the races with another moto victory. It would not be easy in Moto 2, as veteran and former series champion Josh Kramer got out front early. But once again, Wienen was able to take the lead, this time with a slick inside line. After winning both motos, he's that much closer to a title. We're racing here on RacerTV. This is the Rocky Mountain ATV MC National at the famous REDBUD in Buchanan, Michigan, not far from South Bend, Indiana, the home of Notre Dame. It's the Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship, and this track with so much history carved in, and the Midwestern fans being so hardy, we expect it to draw a huge crowd. And early in the morning here, it appears to not be disappointing. Top riders are here signing autographs. Josh Upperman over at the PEP Baldwin tent, Joel HETRICK and the Mountain Dew Livewire Can-Am team shaking some hands. Also some great camaraderie amongst the teams as they bench race before the racing. The BCS Can-Am pit with Josh Kramer, but the one the fans are really piling up to see is the Yamaha man, defending champion Chad Wienen. There he is on the right. Let's talk to him.
All right, coming off a great weekend from UNADILLA. We're here at round 8 at REDBUD, Michigan, and just been at home this training, getting ready for this moment, and it's been a great 2 weeks off, and we're here to, go out there and give everything we got to go out and get max points, and we got a championship on the line today, but I'm just gonna keep riding just the way I've been going, and this track is by far my favorite track. Gnarly track conditions all the time, gets rough, big jumps. It's looking forward to today's event, and we're gonna put on the line today and go for it.
And there's Thomas Brown's machine. Thomas just getting ready for racing. We talked to him earlier.
We're here at REDBUD. Just finished up second at UNADILLA. Looking to finish out the season strong. Sitting third in points, about 10 points behind Joel. And Chad pretty much has the title wrapped up as long as he pretty much finishes the race today. So I'm looking forward to getting that Yamaha back up into second place in points. You need 2 strong finishes the next 2 rounds, and plan to do that and see if we can get these Yamahas to go 1-2. Looking forward to today's track at REDBUD.
Riders meeting now underway, and they will all get a chance to get a look at REDBUD because the Can-Am qualifying sessions are coming up next. Machines and riders are ready, and you should be too. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Mountain Dew, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Can-Am, and by AMSOIL. Let's let them rip here with the Can-Am qualifiers. Jason Wygant here to give you the call. MAV TV's coverage of the Mountain Dew ATV Motocross Championship. We're at REDBUD in Michigan. Can-Am qualifiers, it's timed qualifying sessions. It's also the opportunity for these riders to learn the tracks and practice their starts. And we'll take the fastest lap times from each session and determine top qualifiers based on those. And for those of you unfamiliar with this, yeah, the ATVs can air it out just like the bikes. Got Chad Wienen here putting the power down. Great soil here at REDBUD. This is the famous ski jump off the start. It's a new section back here. It's uphill triple step up. Ski jump for John NATALIE into the Millville Sand Whoops, named after Millville, Minnesota, which has its own set of sand whoops as well. We raced there a couple of events ago. And there's Thomas Brown putting it down. Jeff Rastrelli really coming on strong as of late, and he was darn fast in qualifying today. Sean Taylor as well, part of a new generation of riders starting to make their presence known toward the top of the field. That's Silas Lemons on the Suzuki. Yeah. Don't see many of the Suzuki machines in this series any longer. Machine no longer being produced. The yellow bikes are usually these. The Can-Ams, like Josh Kramer, going for that big triple. That's, again, a new jump this year. They started calling that one the Hammer of Thor. Of course, Larocco's Leap is the most famous jump of all at REDBUD. We'll see that one in action during the motos. I don't know if the ATVs are going to be able to triple all the way over the top, but when you got that big jump on that side, no big. Hey, we got the results in. Joel Hetrick is fastest in session number 1. Jeff Rastrelli, though, right in the mix again. This kid is really coming on strong as of late. Right in the mix with the big names. So Hetrick got first dibs, but in session 2, Chad Wienen comes back and upsets him. So you're looking at Hetrick and Wienen as your 2 fastest. I don't think that surprises anyone. They're very often at the top of the charts. Wienen's time from that second qualifier was the fastest anyone laid down, so he wins the ATVRiders.com Fast Qualifying Award. Now let's check in with Jeff Rastrelli.
Just got done with our qualifiers here at REDBUD. Came off a fresh podium at UNADILLA, super pumped about it. Hopefully carry that momentum into this race. And here's pretty sandy and it's like home, so hopefully we can come out with a good finish.
Yeah, the Florida guy is feeling confident here in the sand of Michigan. They trucked in a lot of it, and they've got perfect traction to work with off the line and into the motos. And we'll be back with racing. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, by Can-Am, and by AMSOIL. Prep those gates, gang. It's time to go racing our first moto here at REDBUD, the Rocky Mountain ATV MC National. Chad Wienen, by the way, could potentially wrap up the title today if he has a really good day. We're on board. Rocky Mountain ATV MC giving us the helmet cam with Jeff Rastrelli. Hondas, though, dominating the start. It's going to be John Natali out front. Josh Upperman right behind him on the red machine. And we're headed to the ski jump. And we're on board with Rastrelli, and good job maneuvering his way up to third. Uh-oh! Well, as quickly as that was going well, that turns bad. Guess he got a little too far over that inside groove, that inside rut. Very similar crash we saw him have when battling for the lead at Millville a couple of rounds ago. You see how difficult this track is. Natali just doing everything he can to back the machine in, get some traction, and get out of there. As Upperman gives chase. Hard left-hand turn here. They're headed into what they call the Monza turn. They drop down from that. Then it's a big tabletop. On board with Upperman. Look at those whoops coming into the corner. That's the byproduct of the sandy soil. And that is also... Well, that's what it looked like from the outside. So twice now on lap 1, a rider's gone over the berm and crashed. So it has claimed 2 victims, all this deep sand already. And the benefactor, no surprise, Chad Wienen has moved up to second place now. I think Rastrelli, he's trying to recover. That was an even bigger hit for Upperman. Now we see Hetrick up to third with Thomas Brown behind him. And watch out for the number 9, Josh Kramer, New England rider. Definitely fast on this type of soil. But right now, it's 2 riders who are not scared of each other. They've duked it out for a lot of wins through the years. John Natali and Chad Wienen are going to fight for this one. They got a little gap over everyone else. Here's that Monza turn. Drop back in. Here's the tabletop. Oh, drag race through the sand whoops. Oh, Natali. He did everything he could to block that one, but the pressure that Wienen had applied, he got on the brakes too late, came into the corner too hot, opened it up, and Natali coming right back. Right-hand turn, though, will allow Wienen to hold on to it. Nice run around the outside for Natali. Now Wienen able to finally lock down the lead. This right-hand corner that Wienen is hitting right now, that is where Rastrelli went down. Wienen has nailed his lines, though. No such troubles for him. See Natali keeping it close. Man, these off-camber corners, So difficult being on ATVs or bikes. Starting to tighten up now. That third and fourth place battle. Look at HETRICK and Brown. They've gotten behind NATALIE. NATALIE was giving good chase to WIENEN, but I think now he's more worried about the riders behind him. And they're going to fight for it. Back toward the finish line area. HETRICK around the outside. That's a line that worked actually that time. It's where NATALIE tried to get WIENEN back. Now it is played in the favor of HETRICK. We'll see if HETRICK has time to do anything with that lead that WIENEN has built up. He's getting closer as Brown gets into a fight with NATALIE for that final podium spot. After the big tabletop. There's a berm that claimed UPPERMAN. Here's the Millville Sandwoops. You're not going to tuck big Chad WIENEN through there, about 6'4". He just leverages that machine through there. Oh, NATALIE doing everything he can to hold Thomas Brown at bay. HETRICK still second, and I think closing a bit. He made quick work of NATALIE, and that was key. He's got plenty of time now to go after Chad WIENEN. To the downhill. Gap is about stabilized, but it's not much. I'd say only about a second and a half from HETRICK to WIENEN. And as I said today, WIENEN has the opportunity to lock up the championship today if things go his direction. Only one race remains this season. We're going to Dirt Days. That's Loretta Lynn's Ranch, the finale, of course. Always has been ATV motocross. Now WIENEN has it under control. I think he's pulled HETRICK just a tad. But Brown still trying to figure out ways to get NATALIE. Working him hard through those whoops. Nope. NATALIE, the veteran, multi-time series champ, knows how to stop you. It's on that Motorsport DWT back machine. Walsh Racecraft helping him put that together. The WIENEN Motorsports SSI Yamaha, also with help from Walsh, continuing to motor away. And now WIENEN has this thing locked down. Look at the fans up there at the top of that Monza turn. And they're going to see them hit the big tabletop. I thought HETRICK was going to make a run at it. He did for a few laps. WIENEN able to weather that little storm, as has NATALIE been able to hold Brown at bay. And WIENEN doing everything he can, resisting the urge to look over his shoulder. He wants to focus forward. Checker flag coming out. Look at this. Brown back all over NATALIE. In the meantime, Chad WIENEN, stronger than he has ever been, wins the first moto here at REDBUD. HETRICK will finish it second. NATALIE right down to the line, takes third. RacerTV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, by Can-Am, and by AMSOIL. One race is complete today at REDBUD. One still yet to come. Again, good to see these riders getting along, kind of bench racing before the motos begin. Moto 1, the winner was Chad WIENEN. We're on board again with Jeff Rastrelli. Rocky Mountain ATV MC giving you the footage. Good start for WIENEN. Look at Sean Taylor trying to run it in, make that outside become an inside. I got to say, it's a rare hole shot for WIENEN. SSI decals money coming his way. I don't see that happen very often. And that is the worst case scenario for everyone else because he is bad fast. And I'd have to say that today, one of his strongest performances of the year. So they were really in trouble giving him this start considering how well he was in Moto 1. Back on board with Rastrelli. You hear him getting pelted by Roost. That's HETRICK right in front of him, who's hitting him with that stuff. Taylor trying to hold his own in the number 2 spot. He has got UPPERMAN, NATALIE, Brown, HETRICK right behind him. Into the Millville Whoops. Wienen trying to get away. And Upperman trying to make a pass, and he does. And you still have Natalie and Brown, just like they were in Moto 1, all over each other here in Moto 2. That is interesting when you see two riders who are pretty much deadlocked all day long. Grabbing gears down the straight, that's Wienen. Then Upperman. Natalie, Brown, HETRICK, they have busted the door down. They've gotten past Taylor. That's good experience for Taylor, though. He races the Pro-Am class, which is the one stage below this, just stepping stone as well. So he's coming through the ranks. And these guys have been battling every inch of this racetrack, Natalie and Thomas Brown. That's for third. Josh Upperman is second. He would like to get by Chad Wienen and take a moto win. But that doesn't look likely the way Chad's riding today. RacerTV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, by Can-Am, and by AMSOIL. RacerTV's coverage of the Mountain Dew ATV Motocross Championship continues, and so does the domination show from Chad Wienen. And if he does hold on to win this moto, it should be enough for him to wrap up the championship. That will be 3 straight titles for Wienen. There were a couple of years there where things looked dicey. There was no doubt of the speed, but it seemed like anything that could go wrong would for him in his championship hunt. Not the case the last few years. He's put together this great program with the boys at Yamaha, and they have been nearly unstoppable. Best battle on the track now is for second. Upperman, Natalie, and Thomas Brown, who is sick and tired of seeing that number 13 in front of him. There's a big table. Headed to Larocco's leap now off of it. Hard landing off the final jump of that. Everyone's shading to the outside in that right-hand corner. Meanwhile, Wienen continues to rock and roll up front. Even throwing the machine sideways, a little scrub on that big triple. Man, just laying it down. Beautiful job in that corner. And there was a time back in the day where the overall champion of this series had to perform in 2 totally different types of racing. TT racing, which is kind of like flat track, and motocross. Now the motocross end is the premier part. But I'll tell you, the way that Wienen lit it up through that slick turn, he could handle the TT stuff just as well. All this sand built up. He appears comfortable on that. And you go back 20-some years ago, this track was hard-packed. The Ritchie family does a great job here with their facility. Just keeps bringing in more and more and more great soil. It is rare that a motocross track actually gets better through the years. A lot of times all these motos will wear a track out. As I always say, every time these machines get muddy or dirty and they clean them off in the pits, all the good dirt from the track is actually getting washed away. But the Ritchies just keep trucking in the good stuff. And this course is in better condition every year when we get here because of it. Especially good condition for the big man from Galena, Illinois, Chad Wienen, getting away. It's a wide open fight behind him. So Wienen putting the power down. What a roll he is on as of late. Looking for his 4th straight moto win. Now these guys start out strong. Joel HETRICK can take it to him early. John Natali, guys win races early in the season. But something about Wienen late in the game, and I think it's because he plays the consistency card. Oh, mistake there for Upperman, who was almost off like he was in Moto 1. Upperman, did he have a front flat tire? Is that what I saw as they were coming through those whoops? He's got problems. John Natali going to take advantage of that and move into second. Time running out on this one. Oh, the last lap. Your heart's got to go out. Bummer to lose it so late. Rastrelli, similar situation. HETRICK trying to get him in the final turn. No. Rastrelli bests him in the moto, but in the overall, HETRICK is third based on that strong Moto 1. NATALIE second. Chad Wienen, of course, makes the math easy with the win, and they celebrate on the famous REDBUD podium. So let's hear it. These guys, how'd their day go?
Started off the weekend with a second in the first moto. Second moto, I had a tough run and got in the back of Thomas Brown and actually came off the bike and put a hard charge back in for the 6th place and got me back on the podium for 3rd overall. And I'm going to go home and train for the Redas and try to get that last win of the season, see what we can do.
All right, after Moto 1, went out, we did pretty good, pulled the whole shot. Kind of made a couple mistakes and fell back. I think we ended up getting 3rd overall in Moto 1. For Moto 2, we come out 3rd out of the whole shot and ended up running 3rd for most of the race and got to get around UPPERMAN on the last lap right before the checker flag. I think he got a flat or something, and I was able to sneak by for 2nd place and ended up 2nd overall.
Man, I just had to work hard for that one, and that's why the best section back there. I love that section back there in the rollers, and ended on to go on to take the moto win, the first moto, and I was able to come out and have a good gate pick the second moto. Got the Holy, man, haven't gotten many of those, but I'm always consistent and ripped the whole shot and just let it from start to finish. And that was just kind of like a glory ride out there to seal up the championship. And I'm just so pumped on our program, everybody helping us, the fans, everybody, thank you. And this is awesome up here. REDBUD, thank you.
Now that feels good. He's a Midwestern boy also, so I'm sure a lot of friends and family here to witness him make some history. AMSOIL race recap. Watch Josh UPPERMAN. That's what it's like to roll while out front. Jeff Rastrelli had a similar situation. Here's Chad Wienen busting past your early leader, John NATALIE. And then Wienen was setting sail out front. He had his eyes on the prize. The championship moto win puts him one step closer. Good job by Joel HETRICK to climb up to 2nd. Good start for Sean Taylor here in Moto 2, but Wienen would control the whole shot. And you can take a guess what happens from there. He gets away from the best in the game. Josh UPPERMAN did everything he could to hold on to 2nd in this moto. But a little problem with the front tire late allows NATALIE to get around him. That'll put him in a 2nd overall. And HETRICK joins those 3 on the podium. Congratulations all around. Thanks for watching.